Hello, Internet. It is I, Malik Aaron. Welcome back to the channel. Part 7. I know it's been several weeks since I've done a canceled video. Main reason why is because there really wasn't anything too significant going on in the movie world. I mean, yeah, Soul moved from June to November, which I correctly predicted. The SpongeBob movie moved back a week to like the first week of August, and Artemis Fowl now has a Disney Plus release date, June 12th, if you are interested in that. But yeah, nothing too big, nothing really worth making a video on. But yesterday, an article came out from Deadline, and it talks about The Batman, which, was a movie that a lot of people were looking forward to. So I was like, what's going on with The Batman? Well, it turns out it's been delayed too, so we can add it to the list. So as it says here, The Batman flies to fall 2021. So yeah, this COVID-19 is not only affecting 2020 movies, it's affecting 2021 movies too. And you're probably wondering, well, why is it affecting movies from next year? That's such a long time. Like, that's way in the future. Well, the reason why, as it says in the article, it says Matt Reeves is the Batman, which is currently stalled in London. So what that means is that the movie was in production, it was filming in London, and because of COVID-19, all production had to stop. It was all halted. Nothing's allowed to progress right now. And it's not just the Batman. A whole bunch of movies that were supposed to be filming have effectively stopped production at this point. And there's no timetable on when these movies will start up again. So that's why it had to be delayed. And they only shot like 25%. It says a quarter of the film has been shot. So they got a long way to go before they can even, start, to finish the movie. And it's actually a good decision they delayed it from its original spot. And the reason why I say that is because, it's going to be months before any movie can get off the ground again. And the last thing you want is for you to rush production just to meet a certain release date. That's a terrible strategy, because what happens then is that your movie turns out to be utter crap. Look at Justice League, for instance. Like, that is a prime example of a rushed production. So the last thing Warner Brothers wants to do is to have another Justice League-like scenario on their hands. So they're being smart here, which I appreciate. And the weird thing is, it's now coming out October 1st. So this is going to be the first live-action Batman movie. I don't count Lego Batman. That's in its own little world. It'll be the first live-action Batman movie to not open in the summer. And I did look it up. Every live-action Batman movie has opened in summer. The Tim Burton Batmans, the Joel Schumacher Batmans, the Christopher Nolan Batmans, all summer, the June and July period. So this is the first Batman to buck the trend to move to the fall. So that's an interesting thing to note. And Deadline does note something very important here. So the October 1st, first weekend of October. It's a slot made famous by DC's R-rated Joker. And so if you remember last year, Joker came out first weekend of October. It dealt with a lot of controversy. A lot of people were saying, oh, this movie's going to cause chaos. Oh, there's going to be mass shootings. This movie's going to destroy society. And all of that crap. None of that happened. Instead, that movie was embraced by audiences and made over $1 billion, becoming the first R-rated movie in history to make $1 billion, and becoming the only non-Disney movie last year to make $1 billion. So that's very important, and it's historic, and it also won Oscars too. So yeah, that Joker made history, and so it would make sense for Warner Brothers to look at the Joker's success and be like, hey, the Batman, it's probably not going to make its original release date, Maybe we should put it the same time as Joker, because I have a feeling that Batman's going to be a pretty dark, pretty self-serious movie. I don't think it's going to be campy. We're not going to be seeing any bat nipples or bat credit cards or anything like weird like that. So I think the fall release date actually fits well with the Batman, and Now that I think about it, why didn't they? I mean, I know why, because summer is about blockbuster movies, but the Batman's a bit of a darker character, so I think a fall release date would be very beneficial to the Batman. So yeah, I think the Batman will still make money. It's Batman. He's the most popular DC character. Sorry, Superman, but Batman has you beaten everything. He's beaten you in movies, games, and shows. He's got you beat all three of those things. That's just a fact. Yeah, but we're not talking about just the Batman. There's other DC movies that we need to talk about. So it's pretty much the opposite of the last canceled video where it was mostly about Marvel. And funny enough, I was about to mention Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad. People are like, is that going to be delayed? James Gunn, who's directing it, he says no, it won't, because they've pretty much filmed the movie. All they're doing now is just editing it from their homes. So really, the hard part is over. So it'll probably still make that August release date. But now we got to talk about The Flash. I don't know why it took Warner Brothers so long to do this Flash movie. It's amazing. So many people, so many directors dropped out. It's like the freaking Uncharted movie. Like, The Flash is just a cursed project. I don't know why it's cursed, but it just is. But now it has a release date. It's going to be coming out June 3rd, 2022. And I don't think it's going to have Ezra Miller in it, because if you haven't seen the news, well, Ezra Miller, there was a video of him supposedly choking a fan. That's obviously not a good look, considering Ezra Miller is a public figure. You really shouldn't choke people in public, because that's just going to lead to a whole bunch of bad publicity. And a lot of people were calling for him to get fired. I was one of those people because that's just not right to do that. And yeah, Warner Brothers hasn't said anything about it. They haven't made any announcements of whether if Ezra Miller will, still be the Flash, or if someone will replace him. They haven't said anything. But honestly, I would replace him, because I'm just gonna be honest with you. I just think he wasn't a good Flash, in my opinion. He was miscast. Like, it just didn't work. He came off as really annoying in Justice League, and not the good type, not the funny type of annoying, like the please get off the screen type of annoying. And yeah, so if they do replace Ezra Miller as the Flash, I'm hoping they replace him with someone similar to the Flash from the CW. If you get someone like that, then I'd be hyped for a Flash movie. But if Ezra Miller is staying on, I don't want to see it. And also Shazam 2. It was supposed to come out April 1st, 2022. It's now been moved to November 4th, 2022. So, yeah, I mean, Shazam 2, I don't even think it's in the scripting phase at this point. But, Shazam, although it wasn't a incredible success. In fact, it did pretty weak for a DC movie. I mean, it was loved by audiences. I mean, I didn't see it because, one, I was busy with college, and two, the movie just looked super lame to me. I just wasn't interested, and I just skipped on it. But I might watch it in the future, because I heard it's really good. So I'll give it a chance. But the thing is, it doesn't say it here, but November 4th release date, that's literally 1 month before. Sorry about that. It was only 1 month before Aquaman 2 comes out in December 2022. But the thing about that is that might run into some trouble too, because of Amber Heard, like her and Johnny Depp and the lawsuit, and the fact that she might be facing some prison time. That movie's so far off. Like, I don't think it'll be affected too much. But if anything's going to be affected for that movie, I think they're just going to recast Amber Heard. Like, having her a part of the movie would just be bad publicity, and it would cause a lot of people to just stay home, just not support it. So if I were Warner Brothers, I'd fire both Ezra Miller and Amber Heard, because having them around will be detrimental to your movie's success. So yeah, that's all the DC movies. So there's some other stuff to talk about. There's Baz Luhrmann's The Elvis Presley movie with Tom Hanks. And if you remember, it was during that movie's production. That's how Tom Hanks got the coronavirus. So obviously that production is shut down. Duh. I mean, if they kept doing production, like, I don't even know, like this, that would just be the dumbest thing ever. But yeah, it's still coming out in 2021. It got moved back a month, which really isn't that significant of a change. So yeah, there's that. There's a Sopranos prequel movie. I didn't even know this was a thing. The Many Saints of Newark. It was supposed to come out September 25th this year, but now it's been moved to March 12th. And I know The Sopranos is very popular. It's one of the most popular. Was it an HBO show or I forget. Was it HBO or Showtime? It doesn't matter. But I know The Sopranos has a large following of fans, even though the ending was very controversial. But, I can see fans of The Sopranos, maybe watching this movie. I mean, a lot of people paid attention to, what was the Breaking Bad movie on Netflix? I forget what it was. El Chinko? Something like that? I forget. But, that movie was very popular when it came out, so I guess this could be popular. I don't know. It depends on how many fans of The Sopranos show up. But, I mean, I didn't expect so many people to watch the Downton Abbey movie, so you never know. All right, next up we got King Richard from Will Smith. And it was supposed to come out November 25th. This year it's been moved back an entire year, November 19th, 2021. I don't have much thoughts on this movie. I don't even know what it's about. But, with Will Smith, even with the success of Bad Boys for Life, I don't think he's a safe draw at the box office anymore. I mean, did you see the box office results for Gemini Man and Spies in Disguise? Like, I don't know. I think without like a brand or like a strong co-lead, he can't sell tickets anymore. It's simple as that. So some others. There's what's this? Reminiscence, April, whatever. Blah 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 blah. That's about it. So this is mostly about the Batman. That's the big news. That was yesterday. But today we got some more news. We got two movies that one has been delayed and the other now has a new release date. So the first things first, Venom 2. Now, if I made this video yesterday, I would have been like, oh, Venom 2 was going to be probably coming out the same time, October 2020. That's when it was supposed to come out. Not anymore. It's coming out summer 2021. And it now has a title, too. So it's no longer Venom 2. It's Venom Let There Be Carnage. Which is, the reason why they call it that is because Carnage is supposed to be in the sequel. His role has already been cast by Woody Harrelson. Heck, Woody Harrelson was in the post-credit scene of the first Venom. So obviously you got to point out that, hey, Carnage is in this movie. So it's now coming out June 25th, 2021. So it took the Batman spot. So, yeah, but the thing is, I'm pretty sure, I think the third Spider-Man movie from the MCU, I think that's still coming out July. It would be kind of weird to have Venom and that Spider-Man movie be so close to each other. Because the Spider-Man movie, unlike the rest of the MCU, that hasn't moved at all. It's stuck in July. So I don't know if they're going to move that or they're going to push it up. No one knows at this point. But yeah, so Venom 2 or Venom Let There Be Carnage is now a summer movie. And I don't know how to feel about this because the October release date worked out so well for Venom. Even though Venom was trashed by critics, audiences seemed to like it. It made $850 million. That's more than most Spider-Man movies. So, yeah, I mean, the summer release date would benefit it a bit more because Venom was a blockbuster, and summer is all about blockbusters. And since There were no blockbusters this summer for obvious reasons. You know, you got to make 2021 the strongest ever. Like, you have to pump it up with some big movies. And so that's what they're doing, and I think, I think it'll probably do well. But, the first Venom, I don't know anymore. It's so hard to think about all these things. Ugh. But yeah, Venom 2 is a summer movie now. And the final one, In the Heights, will now come out next summer. So in my third canceled video, where it was mostly about Warner Brothers, it's mostly about Scoob and Wonder Woman 1984, I mentioned In the Heights. It was supposed to come out June 26, 2020, but then COVID-19 happened, and so it was pushed off the calendar entirely. And now it has moved an entire calendar year to June 18th, 2021. Now, will this new release date affect this movie? Probably, because I don't know, a lot of people were like looking forward. I know a decent amount of people would have seen this movie because, can't say his name. Lin-Manuel Miranda, there we go. He has such a huge following from Hamilton that, those fans will probably support him with this. But the thing is, by delaying it so long, it's going to seem like old news. They're going to be like, oh, In the Heights? Like, that movie was supposed to come out like last year. So that's the problem with delaying all these movies, especially by a whole year, is because they're going to feel so old by the time they come out. Like, it's just, yeah. And the thing is, like, some people were like, it should have came out in like December or like the holiday season. But the thing is, you already had a musical coming out this holiday season, West Side Story from Steven Spielberg. And I know that if you have two movies from the same genre in close proximity to one another, it leads to both of the movies eating each other's box office. They cannibalize each other, and at the end of the day, neither make as much as they should have. So, yeah. But yeah, In the Heights, for all you In the Heights fans, at least it has a release date now. I mean, sure, you're going to have to wait an entire year later, but at least you'll get something, I guess. At least it wasn't pushed to HBO Max, So you can still see this in theaters, And I assume when this comes out, theaters will probably be safe to enter again, maybe. It's hard to know. It's hard to know anything anymore. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got to talk about when it comes to, canceled. So, talked about the Batman, the Sopranos prequel, Venom, and In the Heights. Will there be any more canceled videos after this? Who knows? I have to wait until like an article drops before I can make a video. And I really thought the worst was over. Like, I thought, because every movie from March, April, May, June have been pushed back. And I thought that would be it. But I have a strong suspicion that July, a decent amount of July movies have been pushed back. Ghostbusters, Afterlife, Minions, Rise of Gru, Free Guy. I feel like July is not going to be safe anymore. So, at this point, just cancel the rest of the year. That would be the smart thing to do. Just push everything back to next year. Because, by then, I think things would be... It's hard to know if they'd be a lot better or a lot worse. Only time will tell. But, yeah, 2020, this has just been the worst movie year ever. It's been an utter disaster. So, yeah, make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment. You want to check out my past canceled videos, I have a playlist on the homepage with the 6 previous canceled videos. You want to just look at those, go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out.